Yes, yes. You know what's time? You know what sound that is? It's time for In the Paddock F1, Greeny and The Cheese. For the 62nd time, we race in the States. That's right. And for the first time since 1984, there will be two Formula One Grand Prix in the States. For the second time on the F1 calendar, we race in Florida. How about that, Michael? But we're talking about the first time we race in South Beach. That's right, we're in Miami. The pristine beaches, beautiful people, the warm weather, and of course, the non-stop nightlife. And it's a party, baby. And it's been a party all week since the F1 circus has been in town. We are 14 miles from downtown Miami at the Miami International Autodrome. Why are we trying to sound European with that? I don't know. But anyway, it's a temporary circuit built around the Hard Rock Stadium in a car park. But what a creation they have created. It's 3.36 miles, 19 corners, through the concrete, blind corners, under the highway even. You give it the full beans for 72% of your lap. And oh baby, what a race we saw. Ferrari locked out the front row for the first time since Mexico 2019. That's quite a number of years back. Leclerc got off to a good start, but so does Max as he passes Carlos into turn one. Max passes Leclerc on the front stretch, and away he went. Little late safety car and a little excitement, but Max gets the win. Leclerc second. Sainz hold off. Perez for third. We're caffeinated. We're medicated. Greeny. Good evening, sir.
The party is in Miami. Boys and girls gather around. We've got a circus of celebs. Oh, F1 is in town. Because there's no place like Miami. But if you, sir, are a foreigner, you may not just realize that Miami is in Florida. And wild stuff, to say the least, may happen on the streets or beach. Because when you're in the Sunshine State, you'll lose your mind. There's no debate. So when a grown man, one encounters his underpants outside his trousers, or 3 watches to tell the time in UK, New York, and Liechtenstein. Oh, the party is in Miami, and no one will be staring when whatever the heck it is Danny and Lando might be wearing. Or a fake marina with fabulous yachts. Or when you're in Florida, you've lost all rational thoughts. And so it begins, a Max win and a laugh. See you back next year, and bring lots and lots and lots of cash.
Thank God the poems are back. Thank God the poems are back.
Yeah.
Those are way better. Stop with you're not a musician. It's over, buddy. It's over. Go to the poems. Way better. Way better.
Yeah, it was a wild one though, man. It was wild. Did you see the Martin Brundle interviews? By the way, he usually embarrasses himself. But
Martin Brundle gridwalk today was absolutely epic. From the shirt he changed into to just interviewing people. Hi, Patrick. Yeah, that wasn't Patrick Mahomes. It was hilarious.
Venus Serena, and she just like walked away. And she turns around.
It was fantastic.
Like, oh, you're still there.
Oh, it was fantastic.
You're still there. That was tough. I guess the U.S. celebs did not get the lovable Martin Brundle, but it does happen. It was a wild race. Your ponies did not do what you wanted your ponies to do after a great practice and a absolutely fabulous 1-2 start. That didn't last very long, that 1-2. But we are in Miami. We will be back again next year. But before we get to next year...
10 years. It's a 10-year deal.
The next 10 years. It is correct. That is correct. Well, they poured enough concrete into that thing that better make it worth it, because that is an environmental...
I know, it's the only podium celebration I've ever seen that you had to get a ride in a Jeep to get over there. And
So I
then the
put him.
helmets. What about the football helmets instead of the hats? That was the Pirelli football helmet. What about that? What about that? Did you see that? Did you see that on the podium? They
So I
came out
put
wearing
him.
football helmets with Pirelli on them. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It's the only podium I've ever seen with Dan Marino on it. But as well as with the NFL helmets as well, I gotta love the NFL helmets, which I said repeatedly because if you said football helmets, they wouldn't know what you're talking about. So at least most of the viewers. So with that, you are quite happy for someone who a couple of hours ago just lost the race. You had 2 podiums for Ferrari, but let's talk about not what Ferrari did wrong.
You want to know why? You want to know why? I'm not sad. What do I say after my opening? We're caffeinated and we're medicated, and I'm medicated, my friend.
It was a little rough today. You were, I'm sure, hopeful.
As we'll go into later, discussed with my betting choices because that's actually how I thought it was going to end. But I bet with my heart instead of my brain. I mean, Red Bull had the speed advantage, and that was going to be an issue, especially with the 2 long straights that they have here at Miami. Red Bull was set up for more of a speed option with the lower wing. Ferrari went for the higher wing and to get a better cornering pace. The Red Bull version was the way to go. The Ferrari version was not. Got a little excitement there with the late safety car after Gasly smacked into Norris and brought out the safety car. But just wasn't enough. Didn't have the pace. Straight line speed, I think it was something like 6 to 10 miles an hour. Red Bull had advantage without even the DRS. So that's something that Ferrari's going to have to try and fix, because you're not going to be able to. It's going to happen again and again that they're just going to get passed in a DRS zone, even if you're in front. So
also can we say? I'm sorry, but can we say Max is just the phenomenal?
He's on it. He's on it.
And he's on it right now. He is truly on it. It shows. For those of you, I don't know if you've seen it. I didn't send it to you, but there's an awesome video. I think Red Bull put it out of Yuki and Max going like swamp racing. So if you like Florida and you're interested in a little more Florida content, check out Red Bull put it out. Just put swamp racing, Max Verstappen, Yuki, and check it out. Have a good time with that. But Florida is an interesting place and an interesting place to race. And it was truly Max who, the man can race. Listen, Ferrari had a shot, I believe, when after Lando crashed, lap 50, after that Pierre Lando crashed, that they had a chance to come in and go on the softs and try to finish hard on the softs. And they didn't come in. They were in a position to come in. It was kind of a luck of the draw where they were at on track. How do you feel about that? Obviously, hindsight is 2020. But at the time, what were you thinking at the time when the safety car went out?
I think when the full safety car came out, they the leaders had already passed pit entry, so you couldn't do it then. It was a gamble to lose that track position, and then in case you lost spots to try and move back up. So I think it was probably the right call to make at the time. Could you have came in? Maybe. How many spots would you have lost? That's the gamble you take. But at that point, you pretty much, if the leader doesn't come in, you pretty much just stick with your track position, because it's just not worth losing your track position at that point with like 10 laps to go. So when they did go back racing, so yeah, it was probably the right call at the time. You're gonna have to do some work. That's all. Ferrari's got some homework to do. Red Bull's got the straight line speed. Ferrari hasn't had that in a number of years, which has usually been the Ferrari forte, has been the straight line speed. So it's a little interesting and odd to say Ferrari needs more straight line speed, but that's pretty much where we're at this point. They got the cornering speed. Just need the straight line speed. I mean, Spain, very long straight coming up, so might favor the Red Bull a little bit, but there is a lot of, twisty bits in there that will favor the Ferrari in some. Monaco might even favor the Ferrari more with the cornering pace that has.
Monaco looks like it at the moment, yeah.
But there's tracks coming up that you're gonna need straight line speed. Bottom line. Austria, Silverstone, Monza, Spa. So those are things that are going to have to be worked on, or otherwise the Red Bull's going to continue the advantage that they're having right now in that respect. And with the racing finishes, plus Max is also racing like the lion that's on the top of his helmet. So let's as you say, let's not forget that. Let's not forget that.
He is, and I know how the 2021 season ended, how people feel about Max Verstappen at the end of the 2021 season, and how it's a stolen championship and everything else. But
he hasn't done anything crazy, dirty that he was doing last year. Everything has been clean. Yeah, maybe
he's finally matured.
Maybe he's got the elbows out a little bit, but that's racing. You get your elbows out there. He's definitely shown a little bit of maturity.
We've been watching Max in Formula One since he was a child, basically. Since he was 16 when he came up. And it's crazy watching his maturity, but he was always wild like that. Make a pass. Now he doesn't have to worry about it. He really all he had to do was make 2 passes today. And he made them. And Max sits on top of pole. Hey, listen, we didn't even mention Mercedes yet. We didn't even mention Valtteri Bottas and his wild drive today. We didn't mention most of the stuff that went on this weekend in Miami. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that and a lot more. We got bets. We got some gambling. Someone hit something. You hit a little bit. I hit a little bit. We'll go over that. We got a lot coming up. Greeny and the Cheese in the Paddock F1. If you can, hit us up on Twitter in the Paddock USA and also in the Paddock USA at gmail.com. Hit us up with your questions, comments, concerns, or anything else you might have in the Paddock F1. Greeny and the Cheese. Back after this. Oh, yeah. It's that time. When I take a lap and I schwitz and I sweat. I don't know what you got up your sleeve. I don't know if it's a 10-part question. Like, you call one question and you're like, oh, yeah, I got a question for you. Tell me the 10 drivers. Like, that's not one question. That's 10 questions. You're like, oh, yeah, I got 2 more. But I'm ready for it. I got the intensity turned up. And don't forget, for those of you who don't know, our YouTube channel, In the Paddock USA, just like everything else, hit us up or check us out on the YouTube channel. We got some this content, of course, but we also have some other content from my man Cheese, who zooms around the track. He's got planned up his sleeve some big stuff. Some big stuff might involve some F1 2022 on the PlayStation 5 jam going on. He's got some stuff coming out, and you don't want to miss it. So hit it up at In the Paddock USA on the YouTube. Hit us up and follow. Subscribe. You subscribe on YouTube. I sound like a noob. All right. You're over there playing with your phone when you got some business to take care of. I hope it's about the Quizmaster cockpit, which I'm about to enter and get at least 3 questions. I also have a bell this week, so which means, is that too loud? Is that a good volume for the bell?
That's fine.
All right,
That
so
is
good volume for
fine.
the bell. Might be the last time I hear it. We'll see.
We'll see.
But you got some
Let's see.
questions, and I might have some answers. So without further ado, Cheese.
We
Take it
shall
away.
begin. Question 1, sir. Including today's race in Miami, how many Grand Prix have been held in the United States?
Thought I heard this. I think is this 50?
No.
51.
No.
47.
No. 62 is the correct answer. As your gimme question of the week, I stated it in the opening. So there you go. Not paying attention as always.
That was the gimme?
That was the gimme. Now, because you like the multi-answer question so much, sir, I have one for you.
Put this in your craw. All right,
There
go.
have been 62 Grand Prix held in the United States. Where have the races been held? And the hint is, there are 11.
Wow. You gave me 11. I was joking with the dead farter. I was joking. 11 cities? 11 different cities.
Yes, places that they've been held at, yes.
All right, let's do it. Miami.
Correct.
We had one in Vegas, so we're gonna go with Vegas.
Okay. That's two.
Obviously Coda. We're gonna go Austin.
3.
We had Long Beach.
4.
We have Watkins Glen.
5.
We had a race in Detroit.
6.
Phoenix, Arizona.
7.
That was one of the few that the random ones. We have another one in Florida. This is the second time we're in Florida.
Correct.
Where are the other races of Florida? I got 7 out of 11. 6.
Yes, 4 to go. It was actually the second place in Florida was mentioned during the broadcast this weekend as well.
It was. I know. It was definitely a race before in Florida. Said Indy, Detroit.
No, you did not. That is 8.
Indy. I didn't say Indy.
You did not say Indy.
They definitely raced the Indy 500. The 3 to go.
3 to go.
Wow.
Whenever you want to tap out, you let me know.
Give me like 10 more seconds to at least get one more. We never raced in Seattle or upper north, the Northwest. I said Watkins Glen, right? You got that?
You did say Watkins Glen.
Vegas. San Diego?
No. Incorrect.
No. I don't know. 3 more. No, I don't got it. I came closer than I think you thought I would, though.
It's closer than I thought you'd come. I didn't think you'd get the last 3, to be honest. 1958 and 1960. Riverside, California.
Ooh.
The first event held in Florida for Formula One, 1959 at Sebring.
Yeah, shoot. Yeah, that was mentioned like several times over the weekend.
And the last place that Formula One has raced in the United States, Fair Park, Dallas, Texas, 1984.
I forgot about. Oh my god, those were all one-offs anyway. Yeah, they raced there. I came way close. I would have never got those.
So that is an incorrect answer. So that's 2 no's so far. Can you go for the trifecta?
11-part question.
Oh, you claim to be a Formula One historian. Know your facts.
That was a tough one. All right, continue. I should have known. No excuse. No bell either.
Question 3.
Give me the last one.
Can you go for the trifecta of incorrect answers? Let's see.
Red flag, here we come. The tires are all coming off.
What driver holds the most wins in the United States of America in Formula One races?
I believe it's Lewis with 6, but I might be incorrect.
That is correct.
Wow. Wow. I didn't know if it was Schumacher.
Schumacher and Senna both had 5.
Wow.
Lewis has 6.
I thought it was Schumacher, but I knew Lewis had 6. I didn't know if Schumacher had 7. Schumacher has 5?
Schumacher has 5
in the US.
And Senna has 5 as well.
5.
Where did Lewis get his wins?
This is second part question. You give me this is 15 questions already.
No, this is not. This is not included. This is just to throw it out there.
Oh, this is not included, so I still get the bell. We got him at Coda. He got him at. Where else did he win? He won at Indy in 2007, did he?
5 at Coda, 1 in Indianapolis.
All right, there you go. What year did he win at Indy? Was I right? 07 or no?
I didn't write the year down, but I believe so.
I didn't write the year down now.
That was the last year at Indianapolis, so I would say yes.
He's asking follows. Well, I will look at that. At the,
Schumacher's 5 wins were at Indianapolis. So
yeah, Schumacher won all 5 at Indy.
And the last year at Indy was Lewis in 07. But 2 out of 3 incorrect. Therefore, you are a loser. And that'll lead us into losers.
Jeez.
For this week.
Oh, this whole week.
What was that, sir?
This guy thought about this all week.
I thought about you were not getting 3 wins in a row. You were not getting 3 wins in a row. I wasn't going to have it. I wasn't going to have it. You got 2 in a row.
I mean, I can't.
You had to bring the fury and the thunder and the F1 knowledge to win this week. I gave you the first question. The first question was a couple. No, I did not. You were not getting Riverside, Sebring, or Dallas. I was quite confident.
I did not. I
was quite confident you were not getting those.
Sebring I should have got, but Dallas.
I was shocked. I will say this. I was surprised you got Detroit, and I was surprised that you got Phoenix as well. I thought that one would have
Phoenix like 89, like 90.
89 to 91.
They hated Phoenix. If you look at the track, they hated Phoenix. The residents, that was like one of the ones that they just like, what the hell's going on?
Well, the one they hated the most was the Las Vegas track at the Caesars Palace parking lot. That was an absolute disaster. That was the most ridiculous.
That was the most ridiculous track. That was the most. And if you guys, before you see, and I'm sure if you've only known the new track, take a look. Google the 1984, the 80 Vegas track.
81 and 82.
81 and 82. Yeah, check out that track. That's a weird circuit. That was a weird one. Anyway, losers then. So you, sir, losers, please introduce your losers of the week. And there were
one loser more than we're going to give is we're going to go with Haas. Mick just straight up blew it. Had his chance for the points, tried to be gun-ho iguana, and then slams into his father figure, Sebastian Vettel. Just absolutely fools. Then he goes, that was my corner. I don't know in what universe that was his corner, because that was not his corner. So that's one loser we have this week. Aston Martin is losers, having started their both cars in the pit lane because they chilled their fuel too much. I mean, come on. That is like amateur hour. That's amateur hour. So you get a loser. And those are my losers right there.
No joke, that's the order of my top 2 losers. Was Haas right at the top and Aston Martin right below them. Right below them I have Lando Norris, who kind of blew it today. And
his basketball went flat today.
And his
with his basketball
ball
helmet.
did go flat. That was a pretty ridiculously awesome helmet, but
Yes,
it did go
was.
flat today. And Ferrari should have taken it home. Ferrari should have taken it home today. They were slower. It's rough coming in second and third, but sorry, Bo. I'm giving Ferrari a loss for the day. And those are my
That's fine.
losers.
Okay, and then we will bring us into winners. I'm going to give Carlos Sainz a winner. He finished the race, and he finished third. So kudos. After, the bad luck he had the last 2 races, so we'll give him some kudos there. We'll go Alex Albon with a 9th place finish. How about them apples? Esteban Ocon getting in there at 8th, starting at way at the back, starting at 20th there. Not even being able to qualify because he trashed his car in free practice 3. And we'll go with George Russell, again putting the Mercedes in the top 5. How about them apples? Those are my winners.
Yeah, I'm going to look at teams this week more. I think Williams as a team really put it together to put Alex Albon on the position. Obviously, the driver did great, but just the fact that both drivers finished, just the fact that Latifi went over the line. I mean, I guess that's what we aspire to, but the fact that we had 2 Williams finish the race with points, I mean, come on. Mercedes as well. Mercedes has gone under a lot of criticism. They've been brutalized, and they've handled it like professionals the whole way. They put big points on the board today, and as far as coming in 4th and 5th, as far as or 5th and 6th, I'm sorry, as drivers' points are considered, and they're clearly the number 3 team, and they solidified that today. So they're not the top dogs, but at the moment, Mercedes has been in this situation before. Their reliability has been really solid all season. They're getting 2 cars over the line every single race. So got to give it up to Mercedes, which leaves us only with your favorite part of the week.
I need to slap my goddamn self for that.
Well, this week it was kind of hard this week, to be honest. Wasn't a whole lot, but we're going to go with Pierre Gasly. You get a little incident there with Fernando. You get some car damage. You start to go a little slow. You get out of the racing line. But then when you get to a faster part of the track, you turn into the racing line with somebody going by and you cause a wreck. Come on. That was kind of a rookie move right there. So get out the powder, Pierre, and slap your damn self.
Yeah, he definitely came out of the racing line. It was a tough call.
He's out of the racing line going slow, and then he moves into the racing line with a car blowing by him at full speed, basically.
Yeah, it was not a good look.
That was an amateur move. That was amateur hour. Plain and simple.
It's not a good look. If I had powder to slap, because I don't think you give me that privilege as such just yet.
You can have some powder. I'll give you some powder. It's Miami. It's a party.
I would slap. Let's get the powder. It's a party. Let's get some slapping going. You said it, not me. I got to give it to Valtteri Bottas because he was coming in 5th today. He was coming in 5th, and late in the race was lap 50, 51. Was it right before? Did I write it down?
When he locked it up? It
was after the Lando crash. Yeah, when he locked it up and went wide. He was coming in 5th, man.
Yep.
And he finished 7th. And I think that's 2 big spots. It's 2 big spots, and he was going to finish in front of both Mercedes. And he blew it with 7 laps to go. So it's a rough slap. But Miami, it's a rough place. So I'm going to get to Valtteri Bottas this week. And that's my slap yourself in the face.
That's fair. That was a pretty bad lockup. 2 cars went by you. That's bad. That's bad news.
2 cars. 7 laps to go.
That's bad news.
Yeah,
that's a big.
2 cars with 7 laps to go is not good.
That's a big mistake.
Especially when your pace was good. He had good pace. He's
got the power advantage with the Ferrari engine over the Mercedes engine. So
obviously, yeah.
I mean, he would have, even with the DRS, he probably would have stayed in front. DRS and a little battery, and probably would have been fine. But
And the man doesn't have a teammate with.
maybe that's why he's out of that
sees only
seat.
enemies.
Maybe that's why he's out of that seat, because he just can't buckles under the pressure a little bit. Ever think about that?
Yeah, well, he's looking pretty comeuppance there. We are going to take a quick break. Quick break. We'll be back in like 30 seconds here because we got a lot more. We got some gambling picks coming up here. That should be interesting. And of course, we got the big finish. We got life in the fast lane. I got 10 questions for you. See how you handle your 10 questions in 3 minutes. Keep you sweating the hot lamp over your face. Greeny and the Cheese in the Paddock F1. We're back after this.
Ah, yes, we're back in the Paddock F1. Greeny and the Cheese. Oh, yeah, boys and girls. It's that time of the week when we take that fantasy ride, that fantasy island to Greentopia, where the beer flows like wine, and the wine flows like beer, and the cannabis grows as far as the eye can see.
Far as the eye.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, yeah. Head on top of that hill to that casino in the sky. Tickets in hand. Are we cashing in or are we checking out?
Little both this week. Little both. I think cumulatively, we both lost a little bit, but not too bad. Let's go over what we thought, what we had. Obviously, you picked the homer this week, and obviously I picked against your homer. So obviously I took Max for the win, and you took Charles Leclerc for the win. And of course, I won. So put that on the board on my end. Trifecta. Obviously, you're already eliminated because you had whatever, a couple Ferraris, 1-2 or whatever junk you had. So that was done because you had Leclerc winning. So whatever you had, I'm not even going to look at it. This is junk. And I had Max, I had Leclerc, and I lose Hamilton third. So I blew that. Figured Carlos Sainz would crash out, which he didn't, and got to give it up for him coming in third. But I didn't win any cash on that. By the way, I bet 100 on mine. You bet 50 on yours. And then finally, Esteban Ocon, biggest winner for you or biggest gainer for you, coming all the way back 12 spots. 12 spots for Esteban. It's a lot of passing.
Yes, sir.
A lot of passing going on in Miami for Esteban. So you took that home. Nice job. I took, of course, the homer there. Myself with Kevin Magnussen, and he could have slapped himself today. I mean, let's be honest. He could have been on the slab list. So it didn't go very well. So I won 1, lost 2. You won 1, lost 2. Cumulatively, I now have 5,700 Greenybux, and you have 4,600 Greenybux. So we'll see what happens. I thought it was going to get a little crazy in Miami. I got scared.
I gotta stop. I gotta stop going with the heart and go with the brain. That's what I gotta do.
And now Ferrari's going to win every race for the rest of the season.
Probably.
We will see what happens.
But again. But if that's the case, I will take it.
Take it.
I will lose the crown for gambling for a Ferrari world title. You're goddamn straight.
It's the gambler special. That is the true fan of you that you will lose to me. But
for
it's a long
title,
race. You're
goddamn right.
So we digress. Ferrari wins. Long time since Ferrari. It's a long time since Michael Schumacher has been driving for Ferrari.
Kimi Räikkönen, sir.
Kimi in 07, I apologize. But, it's been a long time since Kimi Räikkönen as well.
It's a long time since 2007.
So between your Yankees and your Ferrari, sir.
Yeah, my Rangers,
Thank goodness for 1994.
Right. Yeah. Thank God for Liverpool Football Club. That's all I got.
Anyway, we promised under 40 minutes. We're going to give you under 40 minutes because we have one segment left. The best segment, my favorite segment. It's Life in the Fast Lane. Strap yourself in, sir, because you got 3 minutes. Are you ready?
Of course.
Of course you're ready. The questions, my friend, begin Now, George Russell is ahead of Lewis once again after Lewis outqualifies. It's not a question of if, but it's a question of how much better is Russell than Lewis.
Well, right now he's got a better handle of the car than Lewis does. It's plain and simple. Lewis might have to change his driving style a little bit to get the car underneath him, but right now George is definitely the better driver in the Mercedes garage. Next.
Carlos Perez, Checo and Carlos Sainz have been going head to head. Who will finish third this year?
I'm going to go Carlos. Next.
McLaren taking a step back this weekend. Is this not the fourth best team in Formula One?
Definitely struggled this weekend. It's not looking like it. Definitely a step backward for them when they looked like they were going to be on the front foot a little bit more. But, it could be a week-to-week thing here with McLaren. Next.
Haas looks lost out there this weekend. Has the overhyping of Haas over?
Yeah, it could be. Have not looked good. The struggle in pieces and bits for falling off the car during practice, losing parts of the side pod, so it's looking like a bit of a mess. But, then again, you should be used to it. It's back to normal biddings as usual. So, next.
Toto Wolff says recent upgrades are not a groundbreaking solution to launch Mercedes back into the title fight. Do you agree? Or is Mercedes done?
Definitely they're not ready for the title fight. You can see it by the finish. Next. Come on. That's a junk question. Get the heck out of here with that.
You got to throw a little Mercedes action in there before we don't talk about Mercedes at all anymore. Carlos Sainz and Esteban Ocon both crashed out at turn 14 this weekend, and both drove hurt today. What changes need to be done to make Miami a better track next year?
Probably going to put the safer barriers in that corner, maybe open that area up a little bit more, give it a little bit more room. Probably there's a couple changes that can be done. Maybe open that chicane section up a little bit more. There's a few things that they'll probably end up changing before they go back next season. Next.
Williams looking to not be the worst team this year. Are you impressed with Williams this weekend?
Albon's been impressive. I mean, Albon was in Red Bull not that long ago. Let's not forget. He was promoted from the junior team to the big boys and just couldn't hack it a little bit. Maybe he needed that little step down. But Albon's a good driver. So, am I surprised a little bit? Yes, but, Albon's a great driver and kind of doing the things that George Russell was doing in the past when he was at Williams. So, next.
Lewis won 8 rings, 4 necklaces, 3 watches, and 2 earrings to the presser. It's the most amount of jewelry you've ever worn.
Probably an earring and a necklace. And a watch.
It was a wild one, my friend. It was a wild one, and the sands of time are quite against us at the moment. Say what you got to say. We'll be back before you know it. Go for it, man.
We'll see. We'll see in a fortnight's time in Spain. Yes, Barcelona, Circuit de Catalunya.
We are back. Feels like we were just here for postseason warm-ups the other day. So we are back.
But then we go, Spain, and then the following week is Monaco. So
it's Monaco right after that. So stick with us. We're going to have back-to-back shows. In 2 weeks from now, we're going to have back-to-back shows. So hit us up, of course, in the Paddock USA at gmail.com, and on Twitter, and on YouTube, in the Paddock USA, in the Paddock USA, and of course, in the Paddock F1 podcast. Everywhere you find podcasts. Thank you so much for listening. And of course, we are always humbled by all the listeners we have all over the world. Thank you so much. Keep sending in questions. Keep interacting with us. We love you guys. And say what you got to say. Cheese.
Stay medicated, my friends. We'll catch you in a couple weeks.